Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Have you experienced the frustration of a cluttered mind, the agony of indecision, or the paralysis that comes with overthinking? We've all been there, replaying conversations, anticipating outcomes, and trying to solve endless what-ifs. Today, we'll explore 10 practical Stoic strategies to conquer overthinking. If you want to break this cycle and reclaim your mental space, hit the notification bell and subscribe now. Let's begin. Visualize overthinking as an external force. Overthinking can sneak up like fog on a clear day, starting as a single worry but quickly expanding. It's a common struggle in today's fast-paced world, where information overwhelms us. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." Seeing overthinking as an external force can help. Imagine those thoughts as clouds passing over a mountain. You are the mountain, standing firm as the clouds drift by. Practice observing these thoughts without engagement, like placing them in a bubble and watching them float away. This mental exercise lessens their weight and reinforces that thoughts are transient. By detaching from these thoughts, you can protect yourself from overthinking and reclaim your peace of mind. 2. Take control by refocusing your energy. Have you ever caught yourself spiraling down a rabbit hole of what-ifs and doomsday scenarios, replaying the same worries over and over until you're mentally exhausted? It's like having a bunch of browser tabs open in your mind, each with a video playing on full blast, and you can't seem to hit pause. This mental multitasking is a hallmark of modern life, where the pressure to stay on top of everything can lead to a relentless cycle of overthinking. But just like a cluttered desk, a cluttered mind needs tidying up. Redirecting your mental energy isn't just about mental peace. It's about taking back control and quieting the endless noise of what could be, so you can appreciate what is. Seneca, another Stoic sage, effortlessly wove wisdom into words when he said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This sage advice serves as the cornerstone for taking control by refocusing your energy. To stop overthinking, start by grounding yourself in the now. Focus on a task, even something small, and channel your energy into completing it. This shift in focus pulls you out of the whirlpool of future what-ifs and anchors you in the present moment. The practical application is simple yet profound. Engage in an activity that requires your full attention. It could be as simple as organizing your workspace, going for a brisk walk, or losing yourself in a book. These acts require the now, not the tomorrow or the yesterday, commanding your full attention and redirecting your mental energy from overthinking to purposeful action. Aligning your thoughts with your actions isn't just a distraction. It's taking command of where your energy flows. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing thoughts. It's about managing them. By choosing where to invest your mental energy, you're practicing a form of mental discipline. The goal is not to avoid overthinking entirely. That's an unrealistic. 3. Embrace impermanence and practice letting go. Our minds often get stuck in a loop, rehashing past events or fretting over the future. This is the playground of overthinking, where thoughts become sticky and linger longer than welcome. It's a challenge that doesn't discriminate. It affects students worried about exams, professionals stressed about presentations, or anyone trying to fall asleep while their mind races at 100 miles an hour. Amidst this mental marathon, we can find solace in the words of Epictetus, who tells us, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive." While this quote might seem heavy, it's about the concept of impermanence, central to Stoicism. Everything changes, including the thoughts that seem so persistent. When we overthink, we cling to our thoughts as if they are permanent fixtures. Embracing impermanence means understanding that thoughts come and go. They are not eternal. This insight can be a beacon of hope when you feel ensnared by overthinking. Practically, embracing impermanence means cultivating a habit of letting go. It's a kind of mental decluttering where you consciously release thoughts that don't serve you. You could envision a river, where each thought is a leaf on the water's surface, drifting away. Or perhaps see them as clouds, ever-changing, reshaping, and eventually moving on. This visualization provides immediate relief and instills a deeper understanding that thoughts change. Making this practice a part of your routine can transform your relationship with thoughts. It's not about forcing them out, but allowing them to leave. Letting go isn't giving up. It's an act of courage. It means choosing not to let redundant thoughts rent space in your head, rent-free. As you practice, you'll notice a newfound mental space, a quietness hidden beneath the noise of overthinking. Embracing impermanence isn't just a technique. It's a shift towards a more peaceful and present way of living. 4. Create a worry period. It's a common human experience to have worries nagging at the back of our mind, persistent like the hum of a refrigerator. Always there, sometimes barely noticeable, but unmistakably present. These worries can hijack our thoughts at any hour, often when we're trying to concentrate on work, enjoy time with friends, or even when we're trying to sleep. It's like our mind is a stage, and these concerns are the uninvited actors who won't leave. But consider this wisdom from the Stoic teacher Epictetus. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This quote may seem off track, but it's a bold reminder to prioritize our peace of mind over succumbing to worry and fear of seeming complacent or naive. Creating a worry period is a strategic way to give these concerns their moment on the stage, but only during the encore, not the main act. Set aside a specific time each day, maybe 20 minutes in the afternoon, when you're allowed to give these worries your full attention. During this designated time, you dive into your worries, scrutinizing them, understanding their roots, and maybe even jotting them down. What are you really worried about? How likely are these scenarios? What can you do about them? This focus session often reveals that many of our worries are like shadows, seemingly large but without much substance. When you face them head-on, this process also teaches your mind that there's a time and place for worry, and it's not all day, every day. By compartmentalizing in this manner, you can regain control over your day. The goal isn't to stop worrying completely. That's impossible. But by containing your worries, you reduce their impact on your life. This technique is like tidying your mental room, putting thoughts where they belong, and enjoying the tranquility of ordered space. You'll likely find that worries lose their power when they're not allowed to roam free, and life becomes a bit lighter, a bit more enjoyable. 5. Break down overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When overthinking strikes, it can feel like we're carrying the weight of an enormous boulder. The size of our worries seems to match the weight of the world, and we're pinned under the heavy cloud of our own thoughts. This sensation is not unique to us. It's a shared human condition, exacerbated in a world that demands high performance in all areas of life: work, relationships, personal growth, and social status. The pressure to excel can paralyze us with indecision and fear. As a guiding light through this fog of overthinking, Marcus Aurelius once offered, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound insight forms the bedrock of our fifth technique, transforming overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When your mind is racing with a big worry or a complex problem, the trick is to slice it down into smaller, manageable pieces. Ask yourself, what's the very next step I can take? Not all 5, 10, or 20 steps down the line, but just the next one. Acting on just one small step may seem trivial, but it's a powerful antidote to overthinking. By focusing on one action, you redirect energy from worrying to doing. It's a bit like untangling a giant knot by working on one small tangle at a time. You aren't dismissing the complexity of your concerns. You're navigating through them with purpose and precision. The beauty of this technique is in its simplicity and effectiveness. Each small step you take builds momentum, and as you look back, you realize that boulder of worry is now a pile of pebbles. You've crossed over one step at a time. This method teaches patience, resilience, and trust in one's ability to confront challenges head-on. Suddenly, what once seemed insurmountable is behind you, and your overthinking is replaced with a sense of accomplishment and clarity. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This nugget of Stoic wisdom is a call to shift our perspective from lack to abundance, from overthinking to gratitude. It's about recognizing the value of the present moment and the many blessings we often overlook when we're busy worrying about what's to come. To make this shift, start by acknowledging 3 things you're grateful for each day. They could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee in the morning, a smile from a stranger, or a moment of peace and quiet. By focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, you train your mind to see the abundance around you. This practice is not about denying your challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about shifting your perspective to see the good alongside the difficult. Over time, this shift can lead to a more positive outlook, reducing the grip of overthinking and bringing more joy and contentment into your life. These Stoic techniques offer practical ways to overcome overthinking and reclaim your mental space. By applying these strategies, you can cultivate a more peaceful and resilient mind, capable of navigating life's challenges with clarity and purpose. So, the next time you find yourself caught in a web of overthinking, remember the wisdom of the Stoics and take steps to break free. You deserve a mind that is calm, focused, and free from the burden of overthinking. 7. Focus on effort, not outcome. Overthinking often stems from our mind's fixation on the future, its potential outcomes, the what-ifs, and the looming specter of failure and disappointment. This fixation can immobilize us with fear as we endlessly ponder the potential fallout of our actions, rather than focusing on the actions themselves. We live in a society obsessed with outcomes, where the end result often overshadows the journey itself, leading us to believe that if the outcome is uncertain, the journey isn't worth taking. However, a Stoic teaching by Epictetus offers a different perspective. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Stoicism encourages us to concentrate on our efforts and intentions rather than the uncontrollable outcomes. This doesn't mean we shouldn't set goals or strive for excellence, but rather that the true value lies in the effort we put in, the integrity of our actions, and the virtue we exhibit along the way. To apply this approach, when you catch yourself overthinking about the potential outcomes, consciously shift your focus to the effort itself. Ask yourself, am I doing my best? Am I acting with good intent? Am I staying true to my values? This shift in focus can free us from the chains of overthinking, allowing us to be fully present in the process and to give our best without the burden of potential outcomes weighing us down. It transforms our actions from mere steps toward a goal into expressions of our character and commitment. With this change in perspective, we realize that the journey itself is an achievement, not just a means to an end. These final 3 strategies offer a pathway to new perspectives, empowering us to tap into our untapped strengths, cultivate practical resilience, and navigate life's complexities with balance and composure. 8. Embrace voluntary discomfort. Our minds often spiral into overthinking when confronted with potential discomfort or change. We replay scenarios, attempting to foresee every outcome and prepare for any discomfort. This mental exercise is draining, turning our comfort zones into mental prisons where growth stalls and overthinking reigns. Marcus Aurelius once noted, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing," reflecting Stoic philosophy's emphasis on confronting challenges directly. By embracing voluntary discomfort, we can train our minds to handle uncertainty and reduce overthinking. This practice involves small, deliberate actions that push us out of our comfort zones, fostering resilience and adaptability. To incorporate this into your daily life, start with minor changes like taking a cold shower, sleeping without a pillow, or opting to walk instead of drive. Engage in activities that disrupt your routine and sit with the discomfort that arises, observing without judgment. This practice isn't about punishment, but about proving to yourself that discomfort is manageable, contrary to what your overthinking mind may suggest. Voluntary discomfort paradoxically enhances comfort with life's challenges. By regularly stepping into discomfort, the unfamiliar becomes familiar, and your mind learns to quiet down. This shift reduces reactivity to change and enhances focus on what you can control, your responses. This change in perspective not only diminishes overthinking, but also cultivates a core of inner strength that remains steady amidst life's fluctuations. 9. Contemplate life's fleeting nature. Overthinking often occurs when we fixate on the minutiae of our lives, losing sight of the bigger picture. Our thoughts become entangled in what-if scenarios, magnifying small issues into seemingly insurmountable problems, draining our mental energy. Seneca's words resonate. We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. This reflection urges us to consider life's fleeting nature. Every moment spent overthinking is a moment not fully experienced, a slice of life not cherished. Stoicism invites us to step back and view our lives in their entirety. Many of the things consuming our thoughts are transient and insignificant in the grand scheme. When overwhelmed by thoughts, pause and remember life's brevity. Ask if your current overthinking is worth the limited time you have. Reflecting on life's transients helps prioritize experiences and concerns, shifting focus to what truly matters. This perspective shift aligns attention with the present, enhancing appreciation for the now, and reducing the weight of future anxieties. Rather than causing anxiety, life's fleeting nature can inspire vibrant, engaged living. 10. Seek external wisdom. Our minds can feel like mazes, leading to confusion and overthinking. We attempt to solve puzzles only to find more complexity. Seneca's wisdom remains relevant. Consult your friend on everything, especially on those matters concerning yourself. His counsel may then be useful where your own self-love might impair your judgment. This advice encapsulates a profound truth that can help us navigate the stormy seas of overthinking. Stoicism teaches us that seeking insights from outside ourselves can break the cycle of rumination. It could be the fresh perspective of a friend, the impartial advice of a mentor, or the timeless wisdom found in literature. To apply this in a modern context, seek out people whose opinions you trust and respect. They could be friends, family, or professionals with the experience to guide you. Sharing your thoughts with them can provide clarity as you articulate what's in your mind and open the door for objective feedback that you may have missed while overthinking. This practice does more than offer practical solutions. It reminds us of the value of human connection. When we share our burdens, they often become lighter. This is not a sign of weakness, but a recognition of the collective strength we have as social beings. Let the wisdom of others be the light that guides you out of the shadows of overthinking. With each conversation, you'll find the puzzle becoming easier to solve, not because the problems are any less complex, but because you are no longer trying to solve them in isolation. Share your reflections in the comments, and if you value the pursuit of wisdom, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Together, let us persist on this path, constantly seeking the wisdom the Stoic masters have set before us.